All right, I'm going to go through some of the tables that are presented in experiment one. In particular, I'm going to do the length on Excel. I've already got it pre-populated, not completely. You can see I've got some areas here, but basically I've tried to duplicate the table that's on page 19 of uh, your lab book. So this is my particular data. Your data is going to look different, but the I wanted to show you how to label these. This is not important for the class, but if you want to learn Excel well and have it as a tool for your work, I just wanted to show you how you do some of these superscripts and subscripts. The You can see this x1 x sub 1 times centimeters. All I did there was you type x1 centimeters, and then you come back here and you highlight the one. I hope you can see that. Highlight the one. You go to Format, Cells, and there, down here there's a called Subscript. I hope that's showing up on the screen. And you can see there's the X1. Oh, I think the way they do it is with a capital. So I'll make it capital. And then just to highlight it from the rest of the data, I do a bold. And that's that B over here, do a bold. Now, a lot of you may already be familiar with, but if this is your first attempt at trying Excel, working with Excel, I thought I'd show you how to do it. Okay, so that's gets you this x1 in centimeters, and a lot of times it's easiest just to copy this cell and put it. Actually, I just noticed there's an error, so I'm going to put it there. I'm going to change it to middle. I've actually got X. This should be, oh no, that is correct. X1 in centimeters. Oh, what my mistake is saying centimeters. It should be in meters. So this is the data that you took in centimeters. And all you have to do is take the initial data and divide it by 100. I think you can see the formula here equals B2 divided by 100. You have to put if you're doing a formula, you have to precede it with an equals. So that's the way it is for all of these. You can see they're all the cell 2 columns away divided by 100. Now to get the data, and we're going to keep it in meters. We want it in meters. It's just E2, this one, minus D2. You can see the equation here, E2 minus D2. And then for the next one, it's E3 minus D3. Keep an eye on this little window here, and you'll see the formula, E4, D4, and so on. Now, I went ahead, even though that it doesn't ask for it on the table, you can see that I did the brute force average sum of F2 over F11. I'll do it again, equals sum, open paren, and then I can just highlight it. Trial 1 through trial 10, and then I divide it by 10. That's the definition of an average, and you can see I got the same value here. Now that's not asked for in your text in your lab book. I just did it. I'm gonna erase that. They do it. There's a different way of doing it, and you get this. You can see you can get the same answer. In fact, I'll go ahead and just do it here. I'll say equals average, open paren, and then you do the same thing. Grab the data that you want, and notice they're the same things. They're the same thing. So you can brute force it, do a sum divided by the number, but by n. In our case, it's 10. Or you can use the average function, the average function equals average, and then you your start cell colon the end cell. Okay, I'm gonna delete that, and then with these others, you just oh, let me do this um, superscript over here. I'm gonna since there's a squared, I'm gonna open paren L I minus L average. Now they use an overbar. I tried my best to try to see how to do an overbar in Excel. I couldn't find it. There were some that were real complicated. Uh, one video you said you look for the uh, uh, and I forget the term. I think it's like connecting diatomic, not diatomic. Uh, I don't remember, but I didn't find that option in my Excel. So I just write average. So and then we're gonna put a 2, and then open paren meter to close paren. Now we need this in format cells. We need this as a subscript. Click on that, and there it is, a subscript. We need the AVG, the average. We need that. Let's see. Format cells subscript. Okay, and now we come over here to this 2. Format cells superscript. You click on that one, and the same with the M2. Format cells superscript. There it is. And now you can see that what I have here looks like what I have in the heading here. And I just, I have it bolded. You can see the B is grayed out. If I remove that, then you can see it takes away the bold. So that's just how to do that. Let me delete that. And now let's look at this function here. Well, actually, this is just a notice I have F2 minus $F12. Well, what does that mean? The dollar is an anchor, and I'm using, if you look at F12, it's saying that's this cell here. So when I say $12, it says for every equation, if I were just to copy without the dollar, this would be F2 minus F12. This one would be F3 minus F13. This one would be F4 minus F14. It would just propagate on down. But the fact that I put the dollar sign, that anchors it to the 12. So I can say for every occurrence, use the LI, but subtract the average. And that's how you get it here. Now, once you get this column, to get this column, you just square it. You can see it's GT up arrow 2. You could just as easily say G2 times G2, and you would get the same answer. If I do a control Z, you can see it's the same answer. So you can take your pick when you square. You might find it just as easily to say G2 times G2, or you can say G2 up arrow 2, and that squares it. Now they have they at some point, yes, in your book it has a little sum. I tried to use the equation editor. It is a little bit cumbersome to do the sigma n of Li minus L average squared. But that's what this little extra square is at the bottom of your data table. And so what that is you just sum from here to there. Let me do it again. Equals sum, open paren, from 1 down to 10, close paren, and you can see I've got the same number there. So that's your that's your sigma n to 1 of Li minus L bar squared. Um, that's how you get that. Now, I've already shown you how to get the average. Now, to get the sigma L n minus 1, we do, if you look at the formula on page, let me get that formula. Uh, Sigma L n minus 1 is equal to the square root of 1 over n minus 1 and times the sum of Li minus L bar squared. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to take, say, equals square root, open paren. Now we can do 1 minus n minus 1, but we know that n minus 1 is 9. So we just say, actually, it's 1 over 9 times this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this value, and multiply or divide it by 9. And there is the sigma, the sigma, the sigma L over n minus 1. Now, if we do the next one, L average minus that, you just apply it. It equals L average is this minus this, and you get 1.5202. And then you can do the L average, that's this one plus sigma. And there's your sigma. And it's 1.52322. So that's your first sigma. A large percentage of your data is going to fall within that range. And I forgot the alpha. They're doing the whole alpha. The alpha is your sigma L over n minus 1, divide the alpha L is equal to this value divided by the square root SQRT of n, which in this case, not 9, in this case, it's 10. And there's your alpha. So there's everything you need to populate the two tables. I've done it for the length with my data. You can do it for the length, or you can do it for the width, or you can do it for the length with your data, and you can do it for the width for your data also. The width is going to be very similar. If I look, I think it's basically the same. They have some, they have an area calculation, and then they have the sigma A. You should be able to answer those yourselves. I hope this little tutorial was helpful for getting this first experiment, experiment done. You don't have to do an Excel. You can do it by hand. I'll accept it. I just need to see the calculations. But if you want to try your hand at Excel, or if you've already done it, that's great. You can you can submit an Excel file. Okay, very good.